Hi, everybody. Coach Allison back with your week something 9 Defy Aging workout. This week there's going to be two separate circuits, but they're not going to be going on simultaneously. So everyone in the session will take part in circuit A first, and then everyone will take part in circuit B first. And that's because they're timed differently and they're different amounts of sets. So they're each 5 exercises. So a 5 exercise circuit. Circuit A is just going to be 2 rounds of 40 on, 40 off. So that'll take a little longer. Then the entire group will switch to circuit B, and that's going to be 4 rounds of 20 on, 20 off. So a lot shorter work and rest time, but more sets. So let's run through the exercises. There are a total of 10 exercises this week, so let's get to it. First exercise, circuit A, stability ball, wall squats. We haven't done these for quite a while. Got your stability ball. You're going to lean into it. You'll want it to start just above your butt, kind of on your tailbone, okay? If you start it too high, you're going to be rolling down, and it's going to, you're going to run out of balls. So lean on it with your butt or your tailbone. Feet are out a good ways, because as we come down, we don't want those knees to stick out too far. So that means you have to sort of lean into it to start. Keep your back against the ball as you bend the knees and sink into your squat. What I mean by that is we want to avoid leaning forward off the ball. Let that ball roll right up your spine. And go as low as you are comfortable in the squat. If you can get 90-degree bend in the knees, that's wonderful. That's really challenging. Can work towards that. And that is our ball squat. Next is the medicine ball toss. Medicine ball toss and slam. So just what it sounds like. First, you're going to do an overhead toss with your medicine ball, and then down into a slam. Keep that going continuously. The toss can take a little getting used to, because we kind of typically want to throw it forward, but then it's going to go over there. So we want to make sure we're tossing it straight up over the head. So if you drop it the first few times, that's okay. You'll get it. Slow release push-ups are also called a slow negative push-up. So that, it's the concept is weird. All we care about with these is the way down. So, hey, we're doing push-ups where you don't have to push yourself up. How cool is that? Most of you know my ongoing shoulder injury, so I will be doing these on my knees, although I would probably do these on my knees anyway, because it's just a harder exercise. So, normal push-up, but we are going down as slow as we can, taking as long as we can to get down. Control it as far as you can, and then do what I call just a controlled drop. So you're releasing, you're kind of stopping the resistance, but you're controlling your fall down to the floor. You're not like plopping down. So I know that's confusing. Let me just show you. So I told you I'm gonna do a knee push-up. So if you're doing a knee push-up, make sure your hips are level, so we're not like this, okay? So I'm sinking my hips down, and I'm gonna go as slow as I can, keeping my elbows kind of back, all the way down to the floor. Now, once you get down, the cool part is you can just scoot yourself up however you want. So I'll show you the controlled fall. So I'm going to go about halfway down, and then I'll show you how to sort of fall the rest of the way safely. So again, if you're doing the controlled release, and let's say this is about as far as I can get controlling it, then I'm going to kind of just kind of roll down. So you certainly don't like let go and fall the rest of the way. Yeah. And of course, you can do this on a wall as well. It's a weird thing, on a wall as well. So I'm against the wall, come slow, 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 slow. Of course, you're not gonna fall against the wall, however. So as slow as I can on the way down, and then you can kind of like push or scoot yourself up however you want. If you want to do the full push-up, you can. Show you again, super, super slow motion. So you're resisting, and then just kind of push up. So that's our slow release push-up. 3-point row is our next one. We do this one quite a bit. It's a great staple back exercise. The 3-point row just refers to having 3 points of stability. So both of your feet, that's 1, 2, and then you have something sturdy for point 3. Now, if I had my hand on my leg, that'd be a 2-point row, because I really only have 2 points of connection to the floor. So anyways, 3-point row. You can do something higher too. It's okay to be up kind of like this. So the arm with the weight, that is the side with the leg that's back. Notice I have a nice flat back, so I'm not hunched down like this. Pull up and back towards kind of the lower rib cage or the hip. Get a little bit of a twist. See how I'm kind of twisting that torso just a little at the top. You want to avoid pulling it like this into the armpits. Maybe show you from the front as well. Maybe not from the front. Anyway, flat back again, so we're not rounding or hunching. And up. Ooh, I cracked something. That felt good. I cracked something in my back. Up and back towards that hip bone. So that's our 3-point row. Last up is a plank. Good old-fashioned plank, nothing fancy. Traditional plank is on the elbows, so that's what we're going to do. So forearms, elbows down, legs out, hips level. So we're wanting to avoid steeple butt, but also avoid sinking down. If you do a knee version, totally fine. Make sure though that your hips aren't up here. That's actually almost a stretch, but that your hips are level so you feel that core engagement. And of course, you can always take this up to an incline. If the incline surface is a little uncomfortable on your forearms, you can turn it into a high plank so you're on your hands, but try to be on those elbows so we're getting that low plank. But all right, so all of that together is circuit A. All right, we are in circuit B. The first station is a mat drag. This one's new. We've never done it in Defy before because I just learned about it at a workshop over the weekend. It's fun. Okay, turn my camera a little. You need one of your mats. If your club has more slippery mats, this is great. That works actually in our favor for this. We have a mat. You'll be able to see that I have a weight on the other end of it. Now, a lot of the clubs have mats with these little holes. That's kind of good. I don't know if it's cheating or not, but kind of put your fingers in there. If not, you grab the edges like this. So however you have to do it. And then get into a safe, like forward fold position. So we're not just like arching our back and hunching forward like this. Think of it like that 3-point row, that body position, or a deadlift. So flat back, all that good stuff. And keep that body position. And we drag the mat with that weight. You can easily turn it around. I'm going to be out of frame here and go back the other way. Great for the low back, the glutes. Balance and stability. We're walking backwards. That's not something we do every day. So let's try this new one, the mat drag. Okay, next up is seesaw overhead press. Got a weight in each hand, palms turned inward towards one another. One arm starts up while the other stays down. And it doesn't have to be fast. I see a lot of people trying to go really fast. If you have a light enough weight, that's not dangerous. And it feels okay, you can go fast. But speed's not the goal. The pattern is the goal here, the seesaw, meaning one arm goes up while the other goes down, just like a seesaw. So again, the speed is not the goal, but we're going for that seesaw pattern, working those shoulders. Single leg balance. We haven't done this on its own for quite a long time. We've been doing some balance and maybe another component, but let's focus just on balance for today at this station. So it's exactly what it sounds like. Single leg balance. There's 4 rounds with circuit B, so I suggest it's only 20 seconds long. So instead of switching at the 10-second mark, let's do 2 rounds right and 2 rounds left. You can definitely, your coach will put this station near the racks or near a wall or something, so you can kind of put your hand on something for a little added support. I suggest if you're using a little added support, just do like a fingertip if you can. So let's say I have a rack here. I could have put myself near one, but I did. Just kind of using a fingertip. It's amazing that, yes, it's actually stabilizing you, but also so much of it is mental. Like, you have a little support here. It's amazing how much that can help, as opposed to holding on with like a full grip, and then you're really not forcing your body to try to get stronger with that balance. So try a fingertip for a little assistance if needed. Also, try to avoid pressing the up leg into the balancing leg. We want to try to keep that separate, okay? So we'll do 2 rounds on each leg. Banded or band, tricep push down. So your coach will already have some of the resistance bands tied up to a really high anchor point. We want this up pretty high. I have mine tied up at the top rung of the highest setting of the Smith machine. I felt. Okay, so you grab, obviously, one handle in each hand. Step back just a little. I like to stagger my stance. You can also stand with your feet parallel, but that tends to kind of lead into maybe some locked knees or some leaning. Whereas if you have a staggered stance like this, I feel like it does stabilize you a little better, but really it is preference. Okay, so pull the bands so that your upper arm, this part of your arm is right against your side. Okay, palms facing down. And then from there, we press down all the way, straighten out the arm if you can. Okay, see how so it's a very small movement. Think of like the arm of a slot machine where the lever of a slot machine where you just pull, I don't know how to, but what I'm getting at here is we want to avoid like big arm movements like this. Pull the elbows into the side. From there, it's a very controlled movement from the elbow only. Notice how my shoulder joint's not moving, just my elbow. You should really feel that in the back of the arms, the triceps. So that's our tricep push down. Last station is a 90-degree bicep hold. So you have a weight in each hand. You're not curling. You're doing half of one curl and holding it there. There are 4 rounds in circuit B, so we're going to do 2 rounds holding in a hammer curl position, so palms turned inward, and then 2 rounds holding in a more traditional bicep curl over underhand position. So the 90 degree, in the name of it, the 90 degrees refers to the bend in your elbow. So when we're holding it, we want 90-degree bend in the elbow. So we don't want the weights down here, and we don't want them all the way up. So that halfway point, okay? Try not to lean to hold it. Let's see what else. Oh, when we're doing the hammer curl version, the neutral position, you don't get to let the weight slip down and rest on the top of the palm of the hands. So keep them like this so that you're needing to use those grip muscles, those forearm muscles too. All right, so yeah, that one is just to help pass the 20 seconds. I've seen some people like to kind of like tiptoe around and walk around. If you want to add some movement to just kind of take your mind off the hold, go for it. Or you can stand like this, like a statue, and hold it. As long as you're locking in that 90 degrees, you're good. Team builder. We worked on some balance today, so let's keep that theme going this week. Let's keep that theme going and do a balancey team builder. You get to fight one another. Let's keep it lighthearted, shall we? So it's a foam roller, single-legged sword fights. So you'll be partnered up with someone. If you're an odd number, your coach gets to jump in and be someone's partner. Everyone has one of these nice, light foam, soft, non-threatening foam rollers. For 30 seconds, you're going to balance on one leg, just like we did earlier. And I don't have a partner, but you're going to kind of like, hit each other's foam rollers, trying to sort of knock each other off balance. Because when you have something messing with your balance, it's a lot harder to balance, and therefore it makes the muscles involved in balancing have to work a little harder, and it trains them to just be stronger. Now, when we did this in the routine, I told you not to press your leg into the other one, but for this, if you would like to do that for a little assistance, you can, of course, because you don't have a free hand to hold on to something. If the balance, if it also is preferred, you can kind of keep the tip of the back, one of the legs, you can keep the tip of the toe kind of on the floor for a little added stability. But anyways, you'll do 30 seconds one leg and 30 seconds other leg. Have fun. Okay, team, that is week 9. I hope you enjoy some of the new stuff this week, and we'll see you back for week 10. And in week 10, we will have a new warm-up and cool down as well.